What goes through your mind to go, I think I'm going to be a professional wrestler? Like, how does that even happen? Like,
It's no disrespect to the wrestling business. There's some wonderful people in the business. I've met some wonderful people, but I didn't know anything about it. I knew who Hulk Hogan was, maybe Macho Man because of the Slim Jim commercial.
sure. Mm-hmm.
I remember maybe it used to come on Saturday mornings or something like that. Never watched it. Didn't know anything about it, but they ran an ad. Ted Turner's WCW, they ran an ad on television for the power plant, and I just happened to catch an ad on television. And I knew coming out of college, playing basketball, I wasn't going to play in the NBA. I'm 6'5", and I was a forward. I wasn't going to play in the NBA.
Okay, just stop you there. One question, though, I have, right? So you're basketball, right? Obviously in shape, but you're lean.
Yeah.
You're a big dude. You are a big dude, right? I mean, did you enhance at all at some point before you attempt to become a wrestler?
No.
So,
I played basketball at 250 pounds.
wow.
Yeah, everybody's, how come you're not playing football? I played basketball at 250.
So no gas at all.
No.
Incredible, man. All right, so continue. I'm sorry. I was trying to envision you as this lean basketball player calling, Buddy Lee Parker, hey, I want to be the part of the power plant.
So I saw the ad on television, and I called, and Jodi Hamilton, the original assassin,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
he answered. I spoke with Jodi.
Really?
Yeah, and he said, "Oh, you want to be a wrestler?" He goes, "Are you an athlete?" I said, "Yeah." As a matter of fact, I'm playing. I play basketball in college. He said, "Well, we'll send you the forms. Get yourself a physical, then come on down. It's $250 or $300 for the tryout."
Sight unseen. Just get a physical. Come on down. You got to pay. If you suck, we're just going to keep your money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and come to find out, I was naive. The ad on television said, "Come down. If you make it through the tryout, there's a chance you'll be invited back, and you'll get a six-figure contract." 25 years old. I see the six-figure contract,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it.
Sure.
So that became my new goal. That became my new focus. I had a 1-year-old baby at the time. Packed up and drove across country in a '83 K5 Blazer with a U-Haul attached to the back of it. Yeah.
And are you, in your mind, I'm positive I can lick this wrestling thing. They're going to want me with no problem at all.
For some reason, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit when you get down there, like, how's that introduction? They're like, all right, kid, get in the ring, or will they show you anything? Like, how does it work?
So it was a weeding out process. They didn't teach us the first 3 days. Well, the tryout was 3 days, and it was just a weeding out process. They just basically ran you through drills, squats, running the ropes, just beat you up,
Right.
push-ups, flutter kicks, all that stuff. Just gassed you out until you quit. Like day one, half the guys are gone day one. And you could speak with other guys who've been through the power plant. Guys who, like myself, who came off the street. I'm not speaking of guys like Goldberg who had their handheld coming in. It's not a knock. He's a great guy.
Right.
But he was brought in by someone. He knew people. They trained him to put him
Well,
on
they
TV.
already had tagged him like, this guy's got the look, this
Right.
guy's it, right?
Long
so we're
before,
gonna make sure it happens.
Yeah. That's, again, not a knock. Great guy. I'm just saying these were guys that came off the street and tried out. So the first day, half of them were gone. Second day, a few more are probably already gone in the morning because they don't come back from the first day. Honest to God.
Wow.
And then injuries. Guys fall out with injuries. By day 3, it was me and one guy, and I think he lasted right before lunch. And then
Jesus.
it was me.
Just you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what do they say to you then?
Jodi Hamilton again, he brings me in his office at the power plant, and he says, "Hey, take your shirt off." And I'm like, that's weird, right? So I took my shirt off. He looked at me, like kind of sized me up, looked at me up and down, and he goes, "You look good, kid." He goes, "If you think you can do this, come back with $3,000 and we'll train you." Ooh. I'm like, oh man, $3,000, I have no money. I said, okay.
So wait a minute, a little bait and switch there. Come with $300. We'll see if you're good enough. Now, hey, come back with $3,000, and we can keep. Now they know they got the bug in you. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So I went back to San Diego. I worked a couple of jobs, sold off anything I had, and that's when we drove across with the Blazer.
All right, how long does that whole thing take? So you leave.
Took
I
a
got to
whole
come up
summer.
with How much?
About 4 months took me.
And they're okay waiting for you for 4 months.
Well, they were trying. So come to find out, this they had a little gimmick going. These tryouts every 30 days, they were driving guys out of the place
right.
and taking the money.
Just take the money, yeah.
Yeah. So
Jodi's pocketing it, right?
Someone is.
Yeah, right.
30 days a month. I'm sorry. Yeah, every 30 days a tryout. So, come to find out, I found out that there was a little bit of a scam going on there, but I took advantage of it. So came back, started training. My girlfriend at the time, which is my daughter's mother, she got a job as a waitress, so I could go to the power plant from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Oh. And during the week, I've told the story in the past, we had to share that one vehicle, that old Blazer. I would use it to go to the power plant. On the way home, we lived on the second floor in this old apartment. She'd walk down with the baby, hand me the baby. I'd walk up with the keys. She'd go to work. I'd take care of the baby till we went to bed. And we did that Monday through Friday.
Wow.
And then on the weekends, I started working independents locally in Atlanta and Tennessee, Arkansas, places like that.
Then that helped you out getting ready, trying new stuff, getting ready for this whole deal. Then
the independence was more about kind of working in front of a little crowd and trying to learn little things. But the power plant at that point was a weeding out process. I mean, we learned how to bump, and we were definitely in shape. But as far as in-ring psychology and all that stuff, I didn't start learning that until I got on the road and started working with veterans and working in front of bigger crowds. And that took years to get the psychology down. So
when did they decide to bring you into WCW? Like, when does that happen?
So originally, let's say, do you remember the show WCW Saturday Night? It was like that little show they had. Okay, Jimmy Hart was kind of booking for that show. And I'm at the power plant for about 7 months. I'm not getting any money yet. And maybe at the 7-month mark, they put me on a training contract. They started giving me like $800 to $1,000 a week, which was huge for me having no money.
Right.
The most money I ever made was in the military. I think as an E3,
I could tell you like $9,000, right?
Well, I think it was $1,069 a month.
Was that? Yeah, but I think my first year in the Army was like $11,000.
Okay, so we're close.
We're right there.
We're close. Yeah.
Imagine that, 11,000.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had room and board, but still.
Yeah.
We were broke, right? Check to check.
When you got your money, you spent it like a day.
And then I remember there would be kids in the on the ship or guys in the barracks, and they'd let you borrow 20, and you had to give them 30 back, and all these scams. I don't know if you remember those scams.
But again, unfair advantage. You're a good-looking guy. You probably had no problem going out there getting laid. I had to go use my money to get laid when I got paid.
Hey, look. Hey, it worked, right?
That's it. That's all.
So what were we talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
Going into WCW.
Yeah. So 7-month mark, get a training contract. Now I get $800 a week or $1,000 a week, and I'm feeling a little better about myself. Be able to support my family a little better at that point. The company WCW decides to send me to New Japan to get some experience. Ooh, wow. It was really cool. I was the only guy they sent over there, I believe, at the time. So I worked over at New Japan for about a month. Don't have a contract, like a full contract yet, a real one. And while I'm over there, New Japan offers me an opportunity to stay there. And I said, well, I got to talk to the WCW guys. I'm under a training contract. And it just so happened that within the next maybe 24 hours, I spoke with Terry Taylor, I believe it was. It might have been Terry. And they told me they were going to bring me back, give me a contract, and I was going to start working with Lex Luger, like in an angle. So I went back. But what I wanted to mention was when I first came back from Japan, we wanted to work on this Saturday night show that Jimmy Hart had. And Paul Orndorff was running the power plant at this point. No more Jodi Hamilton. They got rid of him.
Right.
And Paul knew I worked on vehicles, and he had some old vehicles, specifically an old Land Cruiser from like the late 60s. And he told me that, hey, if you help me out with my vehicles, I'll talk to Jimmy Hart and try to get you on WCW Saturday night. This is while I'm at the power plant. So next thing you know, I'm at the power plant. We're training. Paul would take me out of training. I'd be outside doing brake jobs on his vehicles in the parking lot while all the rest of the guys were inside training.
Wrestlers always working, man.
They're always working.
Always working
Paul,
somebody.
and Paul was something else.
Don't worry, I'll tell you a trade. Just go fix my car.
So he supposedly put in the good word to Jimmy. Found out later Jimmy planned on using us anyway. But
They got free
Paul
breaks.
got me.
Got a break it out.
He would buy me like barbecue sandwiches and feed me, give me a cigar here and there. But yeah, I did brake jobs, body work, you name it.
Wow. Orndorff. Boy, oh boy.
So that's when I first started on that WCW Saturday night. And then when I came back from Japan, right away I pretty much started working, and they started using me,
Now,